What's up, guys? I'm Nell.
And I'm KJ.
And we're the hosts of Millennial Talk. Welcome back to another episode of Millennial Talk. We are here today with Destiny.
And Courtney.
And today we're going to be talking about first dates. More specifically, what kind of things do you talk about and discuss on a first date? Awkward.
Talk about your exes.
Things not to talk about.
What not to do? Your number count. That's something you don't bring
children.
up.
Something to talk about.
Your debt.
I mean, that's not on the first date.
That's something I want to know on a first date. If you have 100K in debt, we can stop right here.
Check, please.
No, it's like, what if the girl's like,
She's definitely not paying.
I'm reborn. What if the girl's like, I'm reborn? Then
What
that
does
don't
that
count. Like, you never heard of born again virgin, and they just like, they're like,
I guess.
like, I'm restarting over, so that 100 count don't count. And I'm like, does it restart?
No,
Does
it
count
don't restart. You still got all the things that was up inside you.
Okay.
It is what it is.
So are there certain things that you would definitely, like realistically, not like, oh yeah, I would want to know this, like what kind of things would you realistically want to know on a first date?
Their favorite color. I want to know, what do they love to eat? What are
Dreams
they,
and aspirations.
what keeps them going? What do they aspire to be?
Do you have a job?
Do they have any? Do they have dreams? Do they have
401k?
do they have attainable dreams? Okay, just if I could see myself in the future. Because if you guys have seen like our last video, not even our last video, it's like a couple videos back. We were talking about relationships and dating. I think that was the title of the video, and I was talking about you have the interview stage, and then you get the internship, or no, you get the temp position, you get the internship. And
So this is the interview part.
Yeah, where you're learning about the candidate. You're learning about
this type of first date is an interview.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think all first dates
Yeah,
are.
he's saying in general, like when you're dating somebody, you're like interviewing them, and then once you become like boyfriend, girlfriend, then you're like in the internship stage, and then like once you get married, then you got like the full-time job and whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like the questions change based off of age. Because when you're younger, childish,
that's
childish.
true.
But when you get older, like our age,
It's like,
That's
I
why I
need
was
to know.
interesting when the first thing that came out of your mouth was, "What's your favorite color?" I don't give a what your favorite color is at this
I
point.
love that.
Nope, don't care. I need to know
Well, I
if you
just
have a
feel
job, like you said,
Yeah.
and you have kids.
Yeah, no, kids is no for
Do you
everybody
like
got
kids? Do you want kids?
If you're on a first date, haven't you already passed that point of what's your favorite color?
Right.
And what do
But
you
no,
like?
I'll wait.
That's what I'm saying. I don't care.
Because I remember I asked somebody on a date where I didn't know anything about them. I just know that they were, attractive to me.
Attractive,
And like
right.
we were in like a party setting. And I was like, wow, like they're really cool. They're a really cool person. I want to go on a date with them. I didn't know anything about them
Right.
other than they were funny, they were attractive, and that I wanted to hang out with them more.
I just feel like me
Yeah.
knowing your favorite color doesn't affect our relationship. Like your favorite color is pink versus green. Like that has no bearing on
I
whether
feel
or
like
not
afterwards
we're gonna
I'll
make it
still-
as a couple.
I feel like I
Yeah.
still want to know, but like I feel like I want to knock out the main questions first,
Right.
and then at the end,
Because if you
we
get to
just
a
talk
certain
about
point,
whatever.
you get to a point where it's like we don't even need to go on a second date. Like
Right.
cancel right now.
Yeah.
Well, for me, like I guess like the type of questions I ask aren't really to like they're of course to learn about the person, but it's more so it's kind of like to see how they will answer. It's kind of like really like an interview. It's not a lot of it is what you answer is kind of like how you answer it as well. So it's just like if I ask somebody what their favorite color is, there's so many ways you can answer that question. You're like, oh, my favorite color is blue, and that's it. That will tell me so much about the person. They'll say, okay, they're going to give me short answers the rest of this date. They're not going to give me anything. It's like, but if you say,
Oh, I see what
like
you're
for
saying.
me, if you ask me my favorite color is, I'm like, well, my favorite color is silver, even though a lot of people will say that, silver isn't a color, and then I go around like, but I just love the color silver, and like, both of my cars have been silver, and
So that just means that you're really
like,
difficult.
No, it's just like, I like to
No,
like,
my answer will be
have a
worse than his.
conversation.
My answer would be gold or glitter.
And then, why?
Glitter.
Yeah.
Is that technically a
Don't judge the colors. Colors don't judge you, so you shouldn't judge them.
girl? What? What is glitter? I thought that was just a thing. Like it's an
It's
actual
a color.
But then it's blue glitter, it's pink glitter.
My favorite
it's
animal is a unicorn. Are you gonna question my unicorn?
Yes.
My
Get
date
out.
with her would have ended.
Exactly. Now you have unrealistic goals.
No, I don't.
She's unrealistic.
No, I'm not.
That's what it tells you.
Unicorn
Good
man
job, good
that
job,
does not
KJ.
exist.
Good job, KJ, with the questions.
Unicorn man that does not
You learned
exist.
so
I have
much off
high
of the color
expectations.
question.
No, but no, I get what KJ's saying. But my thing is, I want to knock out the stuff. What are you here for?
Yeah.
To be honest, because like when I'm on those date naps or whatever, it'll say specifically in my profile, I'm not looking for
a
fun.
hookup.
I'm not looking for a hookup. And then people still messaging me for a hookup. I'm like, no, I'm too old. Like, I'm not playing games. I'm about to be
Not too
26.
old.
I'm about to be 26, KJ. Like, it's not a game. Like, I'm not playing.
Your line of questioning depends on you and where you are in life.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
for me, I don't date for fun. I'm not dating you just because
I don't have
you're
nothing better to do with my
attractive or because I like your car. No, if I'm dating you, I'm dating you with a purpose, and that purpose
Exactly.
is marriage. So if
Exactly.
I'm going on a date with you, my questions would be different than your questions. I
Yeah.
don't care about your favorite color.
That's what I was
Have
saying
you always
earlier.
been that way? Like,
No, I think it's like what Courtney
dating-
said. It comes with age. Like in the
Yeah.
beginning, things like what's your favorite color and what do you like to eat and like what do you like to do for fun. Like those things were important when you were 16 or 21 or whatever. But once you get to a certain age, you're looking at where you are in life and where you want to be in life, and knowing that time is of the essence. You know, biological clocks are ticking. We got things we got to do in a certain amount of time. So if you can't be what I'm looking for or what I need to
Yeah.
complete me or whatever, then this isn't gonna
Nice
work.
knowing
And
It's
I
so
also need
weird.
to.
I'm like, maybe it's. I'm not sure if it's because I'm a guy,
Maybe,
or if it's
could be.
because
You must
like
play.
I'm just not rushing anything. Because one thing I noticed in our generation is that like now we're like having babies early. We're getting married super early, just like older generations. Yeah, we all talk about how like we don't, really want that. We don't need that in life. Yeah, we're sitting here right here talking about how like, we ask all these questions. It's like I guess those questions aren't really important to me right now because I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for like my a right now partner.
But that's where you
That's
are.
yours.
Yeah.
But you also said that you didn't want to get married.
Yeah.
You said, so that's totally different.
See, and I
So
want
for
to,
you,
so I want to know.
it wouldn't really matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could, your questions will be different because you're not looking for a forever partner.
Yeah.
Or, you just said you're looking for a right now person. Whereas
Yeah.
for me, I'm not looking for a right now person.
Yeah.
I'm looking for my husband.
My forever person.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I guess that really, really matters on. So
What you're
really-
looking for.
Yeah.
That's the question you asked. But I do
Right.
think that what you said in the beginning about asking like those basic questions about like what your favorite colors and things or what your favorite animal is, I do think that there is truth to asking some of those more basic questions just to see how they're going to answer. So like for example, my favorite animal isn't a unicorn because like it looks cute. I like what a unicorn represents. It's something that is unique and something that is hard to find and something that most people don't believe in.
Oh, see, I like how you
So
explain
like
it. I like how you
right, so
explain
like
it.
that is
Alright.
why
Awesome.
that is my favorite animal. And same thing with like glitter. Glitter is not like you said. Is that a color? Like it is. It isn't. I don't know. But I like the concept of something that is a little bit abstract, but also like what glitter is, but you have to like question it and wonder it. And I think like
at you
that's
being
kind of like
complicated.
the kind of person that I am. Something that like it exists, like you kind of get it, but like it's a little bit vague and you want to know more. Like that's why those would be my answers. And I think that if you delve deep into people's answers, you might be able to find out more about
them.
who
True,
they are.
because
as
like
a
you said with
person.
the favorite animal, mine's a wolf. Quiet and complex and calculated. I don't play. Like it's certain things that I like. Red, fiery, like it's just a lot. Burning, like passion. I'm like it's certain things that I like that I'm just like no, you have to.
Right.
You have to vibe with certain things.
Like
So
think
I get
about
the
when we
basics.
were like when I don't even what do you call it? Not rushing. I don't know what we called it. Like when we were doing recruitment. When the girls would come in, we would ask them weird questions like what's your favorite kind of underwear or something like that. I forget, they would have us ask like these weird questions to try to see what the
I
girls would
remember
say.
they asked
It
weird
was
questions.
something like that, like what's your favorite, like would you rather be boxers, briefs, or a thong or something like that to like see what they would say.
What kind of person they
Yeah, like
are.
it tells
That's-
like your answer tells a lot about
Yeah.
your
It's
That's
personality.
why I
like a
said-
personality quiz.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's what my questions are for. They're
Yeah.
like it's to
That's what I
learn
said,
about
there's
the
truth
person.
to what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just to find out your favorite color. Like that's great to know as well. But like I want to know what type of person you are because if I know that if I know from these questions the way you answer them, I don't want to be around you. Then there's no point in the second date.
That's very true.
So
No, but I really do think the importance of the kid question is very important.
Oh, absolutely.
But,
Because
like-
I feel like people don't ask. I feel like people don't want to ask. But then I literally watched, what was it, John Cena and one of the Bella twins. I can't think of which one it is. I think Nikki. They were together for years, and it was an establishment that he knew Nikki wanted to have kids, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's fine, I want kids," and then he changed his mind. Like, no. You knew what she wanted.
Yeah.
She was discreet with it, and one of the girls from The Real, she said she never wanted to have kids.
Yeah.
people can always change their minds.
They can, but it's
Yeah,
like,
that's
but it's,
true too.
Because it's like when you meet somebody on the first date, you can say, "Oh yeah, I want to get married.
Very
I want to have
true.
5 kids," and you're in that thing, and then you got to get to the point where it's like, "All right, I'm ready to bust some babies out."
Yeah.
And
they're
that's
like,
another reason
"Hold on,
why
I don't really
I
want
feel
that
like
anymore."
people rush into marriage and shouldn't get married because you're not done like growing and like figuring out who you are and what you want. So people that get married at 20, 21, 24, whatever, whatever, if you don't really know who you are or what you want or where you're going, then your mind is going to change and you're going to feel differently about things, 5-10 years from now, because you weren't there yet when you made that decision to be fully committed to this one person for the rest of your life. And people don't think that through when they're like, oh my gosh, she put a ring on it. Like, okay.
I completely agree with that. And like me, coming from my past relationship to now, it's like I thought I knew what I wanted, and I thought I had these ideas of this, and that. But now it's different. Like, it's just maybe it's been a 5-year time span. But 5 years ago, me then and now, I want completely different things.
Because you've had more time to live and experience and see what's out there and see the consequences of doing certain things or the perks of doing certain things a certain type of way. Whereas if you haven't been out there to experience that kind of stuff, you don't know. You don't know what you don't know.
And there will be a lot of things that you wanted before that you still want, but it may be a different aspect to it. You know what I'm saying? Or, a different reason why.
Absolutely.
That's why I think dating is very important, because you not only learn a lot about that person, you learn a lot about yourself.
And that's something that I try to tell, especially like younger people, particularly people that are like 18, like around that age, or like 20, like that kind of realm, is that I'm not gonna say you shouldn't be in a relationship at that age, but I just, for me personally, looking at it, having been 20 at one point or whatever, seeing my friends and what they went through, it just doesn't seem like the right thing to do, to tie yourself down and be like boyfriend and girlfriend with this person, because you're not giving yourself the opportunity to see what else is out there, what else you might like. It's hard to want something or like something that you don't know exists, and you won't know that it exists if you're locked in your house watching Netflix and chilling with your girlfriend.
And then, so, kind of argument, this is something that like my stepmom would probably say. She'll say something like, but why can't you just be happy with what's in front of you? Like, you're happy with this person.
You can be happy with that person.
It's just like,
in that moment, but things will change.
Exactly. And it's just like, and I would probably say something like, but how do you know there's something else out there? And it was like, well, if you're happy with this person, why are you out there looking for something else?
Well, I'm not saying you should be looking. The thing is, you get with that person and you're happy right now, and then something comes across your path. You didn't go looking for it. Something comes across your path, and you're like, you know what? I like that. And you would have known that you had liked that a long time ago had you not been locked up Netflix and chilling with your girlfriend.
Flip the script. Grass ain't always green on the other side.
Sometimes it is, though, honestly.
I mean, sometimes it is. No, I'm not fronting like it's not, but sometimes it's not. Like, they always say grass ain't green on the other side.
It's not even a matter of like the other side. Like, if you didn't know what the sides were, now you have a choice. Like, now you know what the options are.
But then I feel bad for the people who like, no, I completely think you should live your life, whatever. But then I feel bad for the people who want to try the grass is greener, and then they set themselves up completely. So it's like, it's always a risk. It's like, you need to decide, is that a risk you're willing to take? And then hopefully it ends up being the right decision.
But if you're not in a committed relationship, then it's not a risk that you're taking.
It doesn't
That's
matter
what I'm saying. If you're not even in a relationship, there is no risk. You can talk to or go on dates with whoever. Right. Versus when you get into that relationship and you're locked into that, then if you look at a girl a certain way or you talk to a guy too much, whatever, then it's all these unspoken rules and things you can't do, people you can't be around. It's like, you're not giving yourself the opportunity to experience life and know.
What you just said makes me say, okay, let me explain why. I hate how nowadays guys and girls can't be friends.
I don't think that's true. Me and Katie are friends.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But I'm saying, like, how some people, like, we're chill. Like, it's fine with us. But some other people like, who that girl you friends with? Oh no, that's not okay. I don't like how y'all laugh and kikiing. I don't like that. And then the girl be mad. I'm wrong.
People are insecure.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
It's like so sad though, because it's so common that girls are just like,
well, we've created a society with all the social media and all the desire to get likes and retweets and whatever like this, that we feel like we have to get attention all the time. So when you have that person, that significant other or whatever, they're supposed to be giving you all that attention, even if you're not getting it through social media. So when they start giving it to somebody else, then it's a problem. Like, we created a society where we are so insecure and need like constant validation from other people.
And we've created a society where we need not only validation for ourselves but for our relationships. So it's like, if we're not on Instagram, if I don't post my girlfriend on Instagram, then
we're not together.
We're not together, and she will be and then
we've talked about this on another episode. I forget what episode it was. We've had this conversation before.
But I think the thing that kills me the most about that is that I could be completely happy with someone in a relationship, and if someone on the outside says something like, wow, like, I saw like so and so doing this. If you know, in me and my in our relationship, we're good. I wouldn't do anything to hurt you. I know you wouldn't do anything to hurt me. Why are you letting outside people come in? And it's like the fact that you let them. Like, I've never done anything to you to make you think that I would do anything. So why is someone talking to you? I don't care if they're your best friend, your sister, whatever. Why would you let them come in and ruin like what we have right here? And it's like you have so many relationships like that.
I feel like that's a catch-22
You have so many
because
relationships
then
like
like my mom had two
So
of
I'm
her
single
friends
now.
didn't believe her when she said the guys like their boyfriends was hitting on her and then he cheated. So then it's just like it's like a catch-22. It's like you're good. I mean, we know you're good. But it's just like some guys you be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna trust you, and then they look stupid. So it's like it's a catch-22. So I feel bad because it's like you don't know what to do, like your headspace. Like I hope I'm not spoiling anything for anybody, but like it was on an episode of Grownish at one point that like something like that similar happened, and I'm just like, and like the main character didn't know what to do. She was like, do I say something? Do I tell her? Do I tell her? I don't know.
You
yeah, I know what you're talking
can't, you can't compare like every guy to one another, just like I can't compare every girl to one another. You can't get a cheeseburger from McDonald's and a cheeseburger from Burger King and expect them to be the same. It's not going to be the same.
But that's why too it's just important to what I consider it guarding your relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if we're in a relationship and we have a disagreement and it's been going on for months, we could be married and it's been going on for a while, good a period of time, so we're not really that good, and Courtney comes talking to me and
Makes sense
she's
at that
bringing up
point.
things, and it's like, well, he does that too, and it's like
kinda
all
like
it
bringing
takes is one
validation.
moment of weakness,
Yeah.
or you just not being in a good space for you to start doubting things. And
Exactly.
that's why you have to really be protective of your relationship, but you have to be careful who you talk about your relationship.
Exactly.
That's what I was gonna say. It's not even who you talk about. I mean, yes, that is important, but I also think that
whole
when
nother episode, too.
somebody's coming to you like with negative information,
Yeah.
not even like, oh, I saw so and so whatever, but it's like, yeah, well, you told me that he did this and da da da. You have to think back to yourself. I did tell you all those bad things, but what did I tell you any of the good things?
Right.
Because people can only make
true.
judgments off of what they know.
That's
And
why
if
I
you're
always say
telling
don't
them
tell
bad
your
stuff-
family every time something bad happens.
Yeah.
With your relationship.
If you're gonna
because
tell them
everybody
something
gonna
bad
love
happens,
you.
you have to equally tell them the same
Yeah.
thing. When the good stuff
Exactly.
happens, like that's not fair.
Very true.
It's not fair at all. It's not fair for your significant other. Jesus, it's not fair for them at all because it's like they're in a constant battle. Like, well, my mom doesn't like you. Well, I wonder why your mother
Right.
doesn't like
Do you
me.
only ever tell her every time I do something wrong? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. If that's all you do is bash me, then she could never like you.
Yeah,
Right.
she's only gonna know the things that you said bad about me. So
Tell her how I gave you, like I took you on a date yesterday, and the stars were shining bright
I took
out
your
in the
car
sky.
to get fixed the other day.
Like,
Yeah.
you know,
stuff like that.
$1,000 for a shopping spree,
how we
something
go on
like
a
that.
picnic, just all these great things that
What
I
I
did.
cooked last
Puppy.
night.
Right.
Like little things, whatever. Like people
Don't tell her how
While you was on
disgusting-
vacation, I took care of the kids.
Right. I think that just in anything in life, the negative stuff will always be more prominent in people's minds than the positive stuff. Just look at the media. The media is a direct
Yeah.
reflection of that.
And the main reason is because we want people to be on our side to say that we're right.
People also
Yeah.
just like drama.
That-
Very
And
true.
good stuff is not dramatic.
Yeah.
Bad stuff
You're
is
right.
dramatic.
and but like we like we love drama. We
It gives you a story to tell.
yeah, it's like if there is never any drama, life
Then
would
it's
be
a Disney
boring.
movie.
Yeah, facts.
Girl,
not
that's a Disney
Yeah,
movie.
it basically is.
No, because the Princess and the Frog had some drama. Don't play.
Right, but in the end it was happily ever after. But it's like, what happens after the happily
like
ever
we need
after?
some Disney movies where things aren't happy.
Right, we need like a part two.
After that happens.
Right.
It's
I
like-
mean, Dumbo wasn't always happy at first.
Like the
Okay,
Prince
every
left
movie
her.
has like a bad
Period.
moment, but then it ends so happy, and it's like, okay, what happens after that? Like,
happens
there's got to be
then?
another down
Right.
after that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, life is not just like woo.
Nope. Most people don't get online and say, "Oh, we just had an argument about whatever." Most
Yeah.
people don't do that,
There's-
So that's the other side to it. A lot of times we even pretend
Yeah.
for social media like everything is okay and oh my gosh, I love him so much and everything is so good, and it's like, what's
Yeah.
really going on?
And I want
You know
people
what
to-
I'm
Like, that's not what you called me on the phone and told me last night.
Exactly,
I
but
don't
it's
want
like
people-
this happily ever after.
There's a
Disney
person that
movie.
comes to mind. You know exactly who
So,
I'm
I was
talking
about to say, I think you was about to
Who's
say.
stuck on social media looks like she is in such a happy relationship, but the information that she gives her friends is not.
But no,
the
I
same
have another
thing.
person that we're friends with where they hit that we didn't know anything was going on with them until all of a sudden there was a picture of a baby.
Y'all
It was
friends
like, oh, I
gonna
just
start
had a
checking y'all
baby.
because every episode it's like, oh, one of my friends, your friend gonna start watching this video. Like, hold on,
Oh, good views. Hello, that's
That's
good.
me.
Hey, you talking about me?
Yep.
Right.
Sure.
No, but
Yeah.
like when I tell you all of a sudden a baby popped up on the screen, I was like, wait, you ain't say nothing about no. And the last girlfriend he had said she never wanted to like show their relationship on social media, and then all of a sudden he got a new girlfriend, and we didn't even know about the new girlfriend. And all of a sudden he got a baby with her, and it's like, oh, my daughter, When was you?
But that's good though, because it's not none of your business what he doing.
I know,
He's
but
telling
at
you
the
what he
same
wants you to
time-
know, and that's how a relationship should be. It shouldn't be I have to post every single time I go on a date, every single time we're Boo's in the kitchen, every time me and Boo are watching Netflix. Like it shouldn't be every single second of
I'm
your
at the point
relationship.
now. I can be married with 2 kids for 10 years,
And nobody would know.
will ever know.
I said that in one of the
That's where
videos.
I honestly am.
Yeah.
Like my wedding, like the people who need to know will know. The people who need to be
Yes.
there will be there. But I can be dating somebody, and I believe that's really how things are going to play out for me now.
That's
And when I first
So the
start
same
dating
people-
someone, I'm never the person to broadcast it immediately. Like it's been established for at
Gotta
least
preach
6 months to
somebody.
a year. Shut up.
I'm saying,
I guess you
now-
over here feeling the Holy Ghost.
Now, literally, like you would know that I'm clearly dating somebody, but I will literally be married for 5 years, and people be like, "She's still single." Nope, we good over here.
Surprise.
You know what
It's
I'm saying?
because-
One day you see a baby and what just happened?
it's because like people rely on social media to judge you.
It used to be like that. and it's sad.
They go on so like I can't stand. Love all my friends.
Oh God, what you
Love
about
you
to
guys
say?
so much.
Disclaimer.
What he about to say?
Love all my friends, but sometimes when I hang out with my friends,
Oh, God.
they have this really really bad habit of being on social media, and once they see something on
Yes.
social media, they're like, "Y'all see this? Like, why would
Yes.
she?" And I'm like, "Let her live her life."
Yes.
She posted that video, or he posted that video or that picture because they. They feel happy about it. They're okay with themselves, and they didn't post it for other people to find something wrong with it. And that's what a lot of people do. As soon
Yeah.
as like you post a
We
picture,
always look for the negativity.
yeah,
and
we don't look
stuff.
for the
And that's the
positivity.
It's like, where's the positive?
And you know what I just
worry,
thought
be happy.
about? We first started talking about first dates.
Like
Yeah.
questions and stuff, yeah. So
Yeah.
let's go back to that. So the reason why I brought up this topic was because when we were talking about it, the reason why this was something that stuck in my mind was because you brought up a question that you would want to know that had never even crossed my mind. But once you said it, it's like, yeah, I would want to know that, but I'm not sure if I would bring it up on a first
First
date.
date.
But
Well, what's
also,
the
if you
question?
don't bring it up on the first date, then like I
When
would
do you
I feel like
bring
I'm
it
wasting
right
my
because
time.
you don't want to waste your time to then find
What
out
was
the
the
answer to this
question?
Which question was it?
it was something like, have you ever been like if you were dating a guy, like have you ever been a girl?
Okay.
Have you ever been a girl?
Yeah,
Yeah.
been a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
because
Right.
nowadays,
Or like if you were dating a girl, have you ever been a guy?
nowadays you just really don't
Right.
know because after my relationship,
Were they a guy?
first of all,
I'm crying.
first of all, dating is
Scary.
different,
Terrifying.
it's scary,
Dangerous.
It's just why does it exist? It's like I'd rather how they say the storks brought the babies. Can you just bring my man? Because I don't have time. Over here, single forever. Dating is so different. It's like I'd rather not, but I have to.
I love dating.
Because I want a husband. So you date? I don't date.
Me either. Me either.
I'm old and decrepit.
I love dating. You get to visit new restaurants, but
crying.
one thing you never do,
Crying.
you never take your date to your favorite restaurant because every time you go back there, you're gonna be thinking of them, especially if it is.
No, I'm not gonna think of them.
I wouldn't be
just
thinking
don't
of
want them there.
Right, I don't want to go in there. This is my restaurant.
Oh,
Get
okay.
out.
Well, that too, but I don't want to think of. I
I'm
don't want
not
to think
gonna
of
be
bad things
thinking
that
about you.
happen.
I won't think about them.
I will.
But no, so going back to that question, I guess my questions about that question are: would you ask it on a first date? If you wouldn't ask it on a first date, when would you ask it? Because if the answer is yes, I used to be, or whatever the same sex you are, that's not to say that that's a bad thing. Like
Right.
trans, like live your life, like
Some
you
of
do
them
your
are
thing.
really pretty,
Yeah, that's
like,
fine.
handsome. It's
I don't
just,
have
I
a
want
problem.
kids, so,
I don't
like,
have a
you
problem with
not
you
gonna be-
having been the same
Right.
sex, and like we can be friends.
Yeah.
But that's not someone that I would
I
want to
want
like date or
for
like
me.
marry. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
So I don't, it's not like, oh, like, get away, like,
Yeah.
the Holy Ghost compels you, or like, it's not that situation.
I wanted to walk out
It's
the
just
screen
that
and
I
smell
don't
like,
want
what?
to, like, marry you, if that makes
No.
sense.
Yeah.
And I don't want the question to come across, like, offensive.
Right.
Because
Yeah, no, I
imagine,
want to, like,
imagine
we're not
asking,
what we look
no,
this
but
time.
imagine asking a guy, like, have you ever been a girl? And he's never been a girl. He's like, why would you ask me that?
Right.
It's 2019, boo. I'm sorry. I gotta ask.
And that's the
Like,
reasons why. But it's just like I don't know. I think the way you go about that is you feel the person out.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, I'm very blunt,
I don't know.
upfront, and honest. So
Yeah,
you
I
can
need
ask
sperm
me
production.
anything on a first
You
date,
need
and
to
it won't
overcome that,
offend
so.
me. There's not much that you can say to me or ask me that's going to offend me, but everybody isn't that way.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So if I'm on a date with somebody who has the same thought process as me, where they don't get offended, I'm gonna ask you. So were you ever a woman? Have you ever dated a man? I'm gonna ask you the questions that I want to know because I know you're not gonna get offended. But if you're, you know, if you're
Sensitive.
different, then maybe I would say the third date.
So here's my question. If you wait till the third date and then their answer is, yes, I used to be a woman, or yes, I've dated a man, do you feel like you've now wasted the time that you spent on those first 2 dates?
No.
Because they can still be a friend.
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
No, because they could still, literally,
Yeah.
they could still be my friend. It's just, it may be a little awkward. For me, it's not awkward.
But for them, it's
you,
probably
it may
awkward.
be awkward because, well, then for me, it may be awkward because it's like, well, how do you say, well,
Let's be friends.
so now we can just be friends.
It's like a
You
weird
know
way of
what I'm
saying, like,
Because
no
I think-
offense, I kind of want kids. for
I think
sperm
like the
production.
best explanation, like it also depends on your reasoning. But I think my only reasoning would be like I wanted to have like kids with like with my. Can I say on the internet? I'm saying.
Okay.
I said it like twice.
Like
so
I wanted,
you
like
gotta
I wanted.
edit it out.
editing,
It's like I would
whatever.
want to have kids with like my own. And it's like I necessarily. It's like I'm pretty sure there are ways that happen, but I wouldn't be able to necessarily do that with you at this point. So it's just like that would like literally be my reasoning why. And I think once you
So what
explain
if they're
that
like,
to
oh,
them,
you can get a surrogate?
yeah,
No,
but it's
I
like I
want-
wanted it with you.
I want
know?
you to carry my child.
It's like I'm saying, like if that were ever happen, it's just like I would want to give them a valid reason because I think just saying, oh, because I don't, just because they'll I think they will want a reason
Yeah.
behind it, and I think it's important that you do give them a reason because they are getting comfortable into their bodies. And they're getting comfortable
Very
into.
That's the other
into
one.
who
You don't want
they
to make
are.
them uncomfortable and make them feel like
Yeah.
you're judging them. Because, like I said, there's nothing wrong with if your answer is yes. Like,
Yeah.
then your
And
answer
I
is
would have
yes.
been like,
It's
boo, look,
just-
check my Facebook. I'm cool with you. But I gotta let you know, I'm trying to have kids like myself.
And it can be any number of things.
To me, it's a no judgment thing, and I just feel as though you shouldn't be upset because you want one thing, you want one thing, you want one thing, and I want something. And if you aren't what I want, then why
can't be
should you be
upset.
upset with me? Because that's just not what I want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And honestly, you may have been thinking from our first 2 dates, she's really not what I want.
Yeah.
But you just haven't been able
Voiced
to
it.
say it yet.
Yeah.
Or you're the kind of person that'll say, well, but I can work with this. You know, these things she doesn't do that I really want her to do, but I can work with the majority. Well, I'm not.
And a part of me, I feel like I want them to, and I feel like I might say that on the first day, like, and I don't know if I'm being too blunt, but I'll be like, I will honestly want you to be honest with me. If you're not feeling this, please tell me, because I don't want to waste both our time.
No, but that's true too. Because what's the point in us sitting here? This can go on for months, and we're because we do really have we can have great chemistry. We do really like each other, but there are a lot of things. Okay, for me, I want marriage. You don't. So if that's the thing where we haven't even discussed that or whatever the case may be, we can have this great chemistry, everything aligns, but there are little things that it's like in the far future I wouldn't be able to really deal with that. Like it won't be long term. I'm looking for long term. Then what's the point in me continuing this with you?
Yeah.
At what point am I going to say, well, you're a great person, we can still be friends, but I want a long-term relationship, whereas you don't, or the things you do, it's not going to work for me.
Yeah.
What point do you do that? So it's like to me,
And-
you just tell them you got to be honest.
To clear things up, in that video, I said I didn't want marriage, but I said there could be a certain person.
Yeah,
I agree
That's
with that.
very
That could change.
That happened to my
mind.
friend. The one guy she was dating, and I think I might have said in the video too. The one guy she was dating before, he wasn't interested in marriage, but they stayed friends. And then the next girl he was dating, he ended up being interested in marriage.
Yeah, I said it can be
take
a
the
single
right
person that
one.
it
Right.
can take a single person that'll change your mind.
Yeah.
But like my overall thought, no.
I was gonna say, so what questions would you ask? What kind of hard questions do you think that you would ask, or would you?
Like, what would you want to know about the person
Yeah.
in order to continue the relationship?
Right. Maybe questions is not the right way to phrase it, but like what kind of topics would you want to bring up or would you want to discuss to try to get a feel for their personality or like what kind of things they want in life?
Well, one thing I always bring up like fun topics. Like I'll like one topic that I did bring up. I was like, all right, so if you had 3 animals, right, sitting in your backyard,
What?
what would those 3 animals be? Why would you pick those 3 animals? And she said something like an eagle, a dolphin, and I can't. It was like some type of monkey, but
That
it
was
was
a dolphin.
it was a specific type of monkey, and I was like all together, and she was like, yeah, but she's like, okay, so we'll have like a little lake in the back, and
Oh, okay.
it was like such a wonderful explanation. And I was like, at that moment, I was like, I want to keep talking to you, and it was just like,
And at that moment,
so many
you knew.
people be like, oh yeah, I want like 3 dogs, or like, and then at that point, I'm like, oh okay, that's nice, I love dogs, and then I'm like,
But
do you have any dogs? Just like I'll try to find things that
with
you know
her,
keep
you
going
can
on.
see that she knows what she wants. She knows what she likes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like
And
she
she thinks
planned
outside of the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, you know, well, the monkey's gonna have his own trees.
See?
He's gonna have a tree house. And I
Very
was just sitting there
detailed.
like,
Yeah.
oh my god, that like, can we build this house together? Like, but that didn't work out. But that relationship didn't
Can we
work
put
out.
this house together?
Yeah.
What
but-
you trying to do? Hey, what's up?
okay, I wasn't going there.
All right.
Always takes it too far.
I'm working on myself. It's fine.
All right, Courtney. Is this how you are on your dates?
So I have
I
a
don't go on
question.
dates. Thank you.
I have a question that's not really technically about first dates, I guess, but relationships. Do you guys believe that? I guess one question is, do you guys believe in soulmates? Like, there's only one person for
No.
you.
I don't. I wish it was a thing. I wish it was.
But-
I do, but it's not a thing.
One thing that I do believe in is that you do have that one person that you'll always love.
Mm-hmm.
And like, no matter how much you don't like them or how much you dislike them or like how your relationship ended, whether it was bad, good, or ugly, whatever, you will always have like love for them and you'll
Yeah.
always love them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, even if you don't want to, you will.
Yeah.
And it's like, I have that one person and it's like, I don't like it, but it's like, I do.
I think everybody has that one person.
Yeah.
I was this person I connected with, but then I couldn't date him because he is not monogamous.
Okay, I made them up.
Yeah, I'm about to say, and I really did vibe with him, but I knew that's just not for me. I'm not trying to play sister wives. I'm not. I'm okay.
I'm
That's
okay.
the lives.
I
I'm
like
okay.
that.
I can't see some people.
Huh?
I'm open to that.
See, you're open to that. See, I can't. I personally can't. I'm not
So
downplaying
that
anybody.
opens up my follow-up question.
Yeah, that's another question to ask on the first date. Like, are you polygamous or monogamous? Was that the right word?
Polyamorous.
It's like,
Whatever.
it's like, I'm open to both.
Okay.
So my other question is, do you guys? So there's this thought process and this concept in America that a man is and a woman is only supposed to be with one person, and you know you're supposed to live your life out, get married to this one person. But do you guys believe that we were created and made to only be with one person or
No.
multiple?
I honestly
people?
don't have a thought on it. I just know I'm
think that we
selfish.
were designed to be.
I'm selfish.
Because
I don't
it's
know
like
either.
I was just talking about this, and it's like
I think it's just what's normal.
we really we force ourselves into one person and being with this one person, because no matter how much, you know how you said before, you have a person where you know you love them and you never do anything to hurt them, and even though you have that strong feeling for them, that doesn't mean that somebody isn't going to walk by that's going to be attracted to you.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that that same person, you physically see them attractive, but you know that's not something that's going to make you crumble. But you start talking to them and you see their intellect and you say that makes them even more attracted to you. So it's like, that doesn't mean that, you know, this one person that you're with is everything and this other person is nothing. Like you're really attracted to this person, but you're forcing yourself to
Yeah.
push them away for this one person.
I think societal norms make us think that we have to be with one person
Yep.
because that's what we're taught, and that's like the stuff that's in the Bible. But I think that it's possible to love more than one person, and
Yeah.
I think that, like I said, we force ourselves to be in monogamous relationships. But I don't necessarily think that that is how
See-
we're designed. I think that we do it because we're selfish and because we're insecure.
See, I disagree a little bit because I'm not a Bible person. I'm spiritual, but I'm not. Oh, I live
I'm
by
not
the
saying that
Bible.
like you read the
No,
Bible.
yeah,
that's
no,
what you
no,
do.
it's
I'm saying
fine.
like the world was
Yeah.
brought up on like religion and like the laws and things
Yeah.
like that are kind of based
Yeah.
out of like the Bible. And
No, I
things.
agree with you to an
So, like,
extent,
that's
but
where that
I'm
comes
just
from.
I
me
disagree
personally.
with
I'm
that.
Why?
I'm selfish.
I disagree with that because I say, that's why I said earlier, I made emphasis on America. Think about in Africa.
Oh well, yeah, okay, you're right. Not the world, but like the U.S.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But that's the other thing. It's like in America, we focus on monogamy, whereas other parts of the world, several countries, you're allowed to have more than one spouse.
But are those countries where they practice certain religions? I don't want to like call out certain religions, but like
it's like normal.
But it is, but at the same time, they be having some drama too. That's why I know personally I'm a selfish person. I can't handle it.
That's why I
know
said
my
I think
limits.
that those rules
but-
come from biblical things, and I think that because as humans in general we are selfish and insecure,
Yeah.
that is why we latch on to these rules that are like you have to be with one person.
See, I'm not
Like-
latching on. I see. I disagree with that statement a little bit because I'm not latching on to these. I literally don't pay attention to it. I barely read my Bible. Lord, I love this.
Right,
I
but
love
it's
the
something
Lord,
that you
but
were raised to
it's
know that like a man marries a
it's
woman and they're
like-
supposed to stay together and not supposed to date other people outside of them.
See,
That's how you were
see,
raised.
see, it is, but then my family's like not my family, but my mother is really chill. Like, no offense to my brother, and if he watches this, I love him. I love you, family. But he's a I don't know if I can say that on camera, but he's a. My mom don't judge him.
He's a womanizer.
She let him. Nah, he. She loves him. She trusts him.
I'm trying to beautify it.
No, she don't judge him. She lets him live his life. She don't judge. My mom says she will never judge me because my brother would. He does whatever. It's just literally me as a selfish.
But you're not
person.
just raised by your mother. Nobody's just raised by their mother or their father.
You're
You're
raised
raised
by
by the people
society.
around you.
Society.
You're raised by TV and movies and things that you see. So it's not just your mom that instills that in you. You are raised by your environment. So if you come from a culture or a society where a man marries a woman and they're not supposed to date anybody else, that's how you're raised. Whether or not your mother or your father followed that is different. But that's how you are raised, and that is the culture that we are living in and that we've been raised in.
And it takes you as a person
To go outside of
yeah,
that.
to open up, to to take that experience and really try to learn about different things because you have so many people who are raised a certain way, who will see things on TV a certain way. It's like when you hear a white person say they don't like black people, but you've never even met a black person.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense. And it's like vice versa. Like I have friends back home in Georgia who say they don't like white people, but there are no white people where we live.
Yeah.
So it's like, how could you say that if you've never even been around them? So it's just like,
It's
you
something
know,
that you're raised
it's just
to
because they
believe.
were raised that way. And it was like, you can't,
You have to
really-
break outside of that.
Exactly.
And I do feel like a lot of times I break out of stuff, but that one I can't do.
All right, guys. So, basically relationships, first dates,
Yeah.
they can go any number of ways. I think what's really important for first dates is to really just try to get to know the person and to try to see if you can see yourself with them. But it's also okay to date just to date because you need to learn who you are.
But I
as
think
well.
you have to make that clear.
Yeah, so
with
that
the person,
person-
yeah,
So that
if that
person
person is like
doesn't
looking
get
for
invested.
long term and that's not what you're looking for.
Yeah, it's like if you
that's
have
not
like
gonna
a
end
me
well.
on a date and a Desi on a date, and both of us, like I'm dating a date and she's looking for marriage. It's just like we have to make sure to communicate that.
You
to
have
one
to
another.
express
So
that.
communication is key for like not even just in relationships, but to everything.
Period.
Friendships to work, everything. Communication is key. So
Yeah.
it's very important to communicate with your partner, to communicate with your dates, and to just be true to yourself and be true to everyone around you.
Very true.
I think like the two biggest takeaways, at least what I would take away from this video, is what you just said about communication and having that open line of communication and not being afraid to ask the questions that you want to ask or be asked questions that they want to know and having that conversation so that y'all are both on the same page, but also knowing what you want going into this date. Because if you ask questions and you don't really know what you want the answer to be, then when they give you an answer, you're just like, okay.
Yep.
So like if you need to know who you want or what you want before going into this and asking those questions.
Exactly.
Very true.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for watching our video.
Thank you to Destiny.
Yeah, thank you to
joining us.
Destiny.
Thank you guys
Thank
for
you to
having
Courtney for always coming on our show and giving
here.
us that good tea.
See, come here.
Yes. And if you guys really like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you think.
Give us some dating advice. Please give us some dating advice because your girl needs some dates. So
Oh my
we
gosh.
need some
Comment
advice.
down below what questions you would ask or what questions you would not
Yes.
want to be asked on the first date. We'd like to know that too.
If you're looking
Yeah.
for a date,
Oh my
sis
gosh.
over
This
here.
is not your Tinder.
Courtney, I'm stressed for you. I'm so stressed for you. I'm sorry.
Alright guys, we will see you next week. Subscribe.
So make sure
You're
you
part of the Vlog
subscribe.
Squad.
Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.
Bye.